We take another look at Dark Pact Totems. So this time round we'll be testing it out in the Hierophant area. So we'll be going with the Illuminated Devotion. The reason why we'll be going with this is we want our skills in our gloves to have 40% increased area of effect. Now this is where we'll be socketing our Dark Pact Totems. Now a particular item we like to use for Dark Pact Totems is the Umbilical Mitts. So the way this works is it will give our 4 sockets a level 20 Vile Toxins. So the way Vile Toxins works is it scales quite well with poison. Now we're going to have in this build increased area of effect, so this build is mainly for fast map clearing speeds. So the way we want this to work is we want to just drop our totems and we want to poison the whole area, and then we just want to keep on going so we clear the map as fast as we possibly can. Now when we go back to the skill tree over here in the template area, we start off. So what we want to do is we want to pick up the area nodes over here, and we also want to pick up a lot of the mana regen nodes and life regen nodes because we'll be casting totems, and we'll also be going with mind over matter for increased defenses. Also the Hierophant area, once you do Uber Labs, you can also pick up Divine Guidance, which will also give you more defense against damage, which will give you 10% of damage taken from mana before life, which is a very good defense mechanism for this build. The way poison works in this build is we will be doing chaos damage. Now the reason why Dark Pact Totems is so effective with poison is it attacks very quickly, and when you've got 3 totems down from this skill here, Ritual of Awakening, the totems are just spamming like crazy, and the totem hits are quite high hits, and they're also quite frequent hits. So the way poison works is we'll be using this special item, the Consuming Dark. So the way the Consuming Dark works is it will give us a 60% chance to poison enemies. Now this has been nerfed to the previous versions that it used to be 100% chance, now it's 60% chance. So the reason why we go down here in the skill tree is to pick up more damage nodes with poison, and also 10%, and then over here we also get 10% and 10%, which will effectively still give us 100% chance, and we'll also get a lot of nice poison damage over here as well. Now you don't have to pick up Iron Reflexes if you want, but if you still want extra armor you can do that too, so you can leave that off also if you like. So if you have a look down here, we get a lot of nice bonus poison damage over here and here, and also we pick up a lot of the life nodes and extra defenses. If you're doing a hardcore build, you can pick up some extra defenses, go with the shield block, so effectively we have around about a 43% chance to block and block attacks, and 22% chance to block spells because we use Stone of Lazarus Amulet, which is also quite nice to have in this build because our cast speed will be quite quick, and it also gives us mana as well, so it kind of works quite nicely within the build. Now let's go to our nice character over here now. Okay, so our character we've been testing out in the standard area is let's have a look at him a bit basically here. I've just built the character up to what we want over here. I pretty much have not got any dual sockets. It's just this is just a little bit of a sample of how I did in Path of Building, and I just put it on one of my standard characters just to give an example of how the build works. Okay, so it's kind of the same layout. There are less skill nodes I've been able to use because I haven't picked up all the quest rewards, so it's quite limited with this character. I've only got about 92 skill nodes allocated. In the Path of Building area here I have 105 allocated, so it's a little bit different still, but we still have all the necessities of max resistances and things like that. Okay, so what we want to do in this build, we're also going to, let's have a look at the map. So the map is a strand map, it's a tier 6 map. These are all the modifiers on here. We'll get a nice amount of monster pack size, and we'll have Enfeeble on us, which hopefully won't affect us too much. We'll also have in our socket over here, we'll have just mucking around with Arcane Surge. We want to get that triggered, so I'll just use Molten Shell with Fire Penetration, and we'll keep having that up. And the good thing about that is I can keep casting it. There's no cooldown on it or anything like that. And it's a little bit of extra defenses that gives us as well. Okay, you also have Rallying Cry. You can socket your Rallying Cry in with increased duration, increased area effect. What Rallying Cry does is it gives us more damage and more mana regeneration. And over here we have our Shield Charge, which I don't really have to go through with this. Pretty much every build uses this now. So you got Shield Charge, faster attacks, and Fortify. So it just gives us that extra defense as well. Dark Pact Totems, we can currently cast 3 totems. That is sufficient enough for us in this build. 3 totems is more than enough, and the items we're using at the moment, the items necessary for the build is Consuming Dark. We also need the Imbala Cardinal Mitts. So what's socketed in here is our main skill, which is Dark Pact Totems, added chaos damage, void manipulation, and spell totem. So, and that gives us also socketed gems are supported by level 20 Vile Toxins. We also use the Cherubin's Malefice, which gives us extra chaos damage, life, and basically that's what it does, and good armor as well. Boots, quite nice. Movement speed, resistances, and life. Shield, life, resistances. If you have enough resistances on your rings and that, and you want to get rid of the amulet and change that over to more resistances and life, you can do that also. The amulet is not necessary for the build, and you can change this over to whatever you want. You can have a more spell damage shield, or you can have a spell block shield, or you can have a Lionize Remorse shield with more life and defenses. So it's purely up to you what you want to do. Let's just get started now. All the talking is over, and we can just show you guys the build, how it works. A very simple build. We just drop our totems down, and it pretty much has good AoE. So I'll just try and clear as quick as I can. And just remember, with this build, it's nowhere near complete or finished. It's just testing it in the standard league, because I don't have enough time to just keep leveling up hardcore characters to share you guys with just my build ideas. So these are just build ideas that you guys can try out, and if you like the builds, you can let me know in the comments area how you went with them. So as you can see, even if we can't get them down, the Chaos Poison should be able to melt them pretty quickly. Pick up all these currencies as I'm doing as well. This comes in handy to have a little bit extra currency, even if it is the standard league. So as you can see, the area of effect, it's quite nice. So the gloves give us an extra 40% increased area of effect when we socket our gems in there. No, I want that now. In some nice currency here, which is good. Alright, so we're at the boss area now, and we'll just go into here. There's 38 monsters remain, so it's cleared the map quite nice and quite quick. Can't remember how this is. I do remember... Oh, we've got a Beyond boss. I don't understand. Anyway. Don't know why we have a Beyond boss, but let's just see if we can still take him out. This is pretty funny. Anyway. Also remember we've got Enfeeble on as well, so let's see if we can tank the hits. So we can still tank the hits as well, which is pretty good because we have the mind over matter. And the bosses are dead. So this is just a build you can try out. It is no way finished or complete. It's just a nice build idea that you guys can try out. And as you can see, with the Illuminated Devotion, we have our skills and our gloves have 40% increased area of effect. So the area of effect is quite nice. The single target DPS is not as good as some of my other builds, but the map clear speed is really, really good for this character. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm Lucas Steve. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.